Welcome back to the Comic Book Savant YouTube channel. I'm your host, James Harris. I told you guys before that I was going to be doing something new on the channel. I'm doing a new series of episodes called Recommended Reads. Last month, I did one spotlighting Comixology Unlimited. I subscribe to the service. I talk about it quite a bit on the channel. A lot of you guys have started signing up or at least trying the service based on me talking about the service so much and my enjoyment of it, especially if you subscribe to the service each month. They add a ton of stuff. I kind of sift through and find some of the best recommended books that I can recommend for you guys to check out on the service for the month. So with that being said, we're going to jump right into it. First book we have is XMen Inferno. This is a huge crossover that happened in Marvel way back in the late 80s, early 90s-ish. In the X-Men, it was very pivotal. It features Mr. Sinister, the Goblin Queen, Madeline Pryor, which was a clone of Jean Grey. And it went across all the X-Men books. Very interesting crossover event. If you're a fan of the X-Men and you want to know a lot more about the history and where certain characters came from, this is definitely one of the books you want to check out. So again, you'll be able to get that. If you signed up for Comixology Unlimited, you can get that now for this month of March 2019. I forgot to mention that earlier. So this is for March 2019, what new books are being added to the service. Next book up, we have Daredevil Yellow. One of my favorite creative teams that have done a ton of collaborations together is Tim Sale and Jeff Loeb. They did a great run of books on Marvel as well as over at DC, but their Marvel series especially, they have Daredevil Yellow, which is the one we're going to talk about now. They have Spider-Man Blue, they have Hulk Gray, they also did Captain America White as well. But this month they added Daredevil Yellow, which is an exceptional story. Most of their collaborations cover the origins of the characters and kind of retell them in their own special way. And this is a phenomenal comic. If you never have had a chance to read any of the Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale stuff, they did things over at DC as well with Batman: A Long Halloween, Superman for All Seasons. But over here, this is their Marvel set of books that they did. And if you read this one, this is a good gateway one. Because again, if you're signed up for Comixology Unlimited, you can check this out, read it. If you enjoy this one, definitely delve further. You can go from there. Like I said, it's Spider-Man Blue, Hulk Gray. I don't know if all of these are available on Comixology Unlimited. Don't hold me to that. If they are, you might be seeing something somewhere on the screen or somewhere down below letting you know if they are. But they're worth checking out. Even if you got to pay for them, they're worth it. They're all like instant classics. So definitely, if you like Daredevil at all, you'll love this origin tale. So check it out. Daredevil Yellow. Check it out. You will enjoy it. Next, we have The Surrogates. If this is done by a small independent press called Slave Labor Graphics. If you're familiar with the comic books writer Robert Venditti, he's gone on and he's done stuff over at DC. He's done stuff over at Valiant Comics. He's a really great comic writer. Well, this was the first time I was ever exposed to him. He did a creator-owned book called The Surrogates. It was actually released as a movie with Bruce Willis and Boris Cujo, if I remember correctly. It came out. So if you like sci-fi, kind of that. It's a sci-fi thriller. So if you like stuff like I, Robot, things like that, it has that kind of vibe and tension to it. So it's definitely worth checking out. And then once you read this, check out a lot of Robert Venditti's work. He does a lot of sci-fi related stuff. He did a big run on Green Lantern. He's done a lot of DC cosmic stuff. And over at Valiant, he's done Exo Man of War. Really great writer. And sci-fi is his wheelhouse. So definitely, if you read this and you enjoy it, check out some more of his work. He's a great writer. Next on the list is Batman Arkham Asylum. This is a classic done by Grant Morrison. I've heard a ton of good things about it. I haven't had a chance to personally read it. So now that it's become available, I had a hard time finding it. I searched for it for years when I was collecting physical comics and always ran into trouble finding the book. It was always hard to find or very expensive when I did find it. So now, digitally on Comixology Unlimited, voila, I have it. Now I can finally read it. If you like things like the Arkham Asylum video games, or you know the relation to Arkham Asylum in the Batman world, this is the insane asylum that all the villains go to, like Joker, Two-Face, etc., etc. And this book focuses in on that. And I've heard nothing but good things about it. But again, this has been really hard to find, so it's cool that this gem is finally available to us on Comixology Unlimited. So definitely check that out if you have a chance. Next, we have Blackest Night. I was just talking about Robert Venditti and his work on Green Lantern. This was a little bit before his run on the series. If you like Green Lantern, you're trying to find a jumping on point. It was revitalized some years ago when Jeff Johns came onto the book. He introduced the Yellow Lantern Corps and the spectrum of light and all the different rings. This is kind of where everything came to a head, and it was a huge war. And Darkest Night came, and things restarted after that. But this is a good jumping on point. It's kind of in the middle of this huge overarching story, but it's a good jumping on point to see if you've always been curious about Green Lantern. And we do know sometime in the future it's a Green Lantern Corps movie coming out from DC Films. So it'd be cool if you want to start trying to get in touch with that whole world, to read something like this is a good jumping on point. And depending on if you like it or not, you can expand further. And last but not least, this is a more artistic book. This is called Day Tripper. This is done by DC Vertigo. Has a very artistic style. Way back when it was first released, I read the first issue, and it was just something different. I read a lot of superhero stuff, and a lot of superhero heavier ended. I use more creative, artistic books like this to kind of be a palette cleanser, and just to give me something different and something visually stunning to look at. And the writing is, like I said, it's more fantasy based, worth your time checking out. But these are just a few recommendations on things you can grab on Comixology Unlimited while you subscribe to the service. Again, I've done numerous videos in the past talking about the service in detail. I can put a link here to the Comic Book Collector's Guide. That's the series that I do where I talk about all those different things. Again, I'll be doing more recommended reads episodes. I'll do these once a month when new content drops. I'll go through the new books that have been added and come up with my top picks to give you guys some recommendations. And then I'll also do more recommended reads episodes. We've done a few where we've talked about recommended reads based on comic book movies that have been released. We just had Captain Marvel, Aquaman, and I've done episodes on those. I have a playlist that I'll add on the end card at the end of the video to take you to the playlist for recommended reads. We'll have more of these, and they'll keep coming more and more in the future. And again, I'll be doing the Comixology Unlimited Spotlight videos more and more. So this is only the second one, so we'll have more in the future. But that's all I have for you guys for this episode. Let me know if you liked it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe if you haven't already. Also smash the thumbs up button and let me know you liked it. Also click the bell notification down below so you'll be alerted when the newest content drops on the channel. And also leave a comment down below. Did you like the recommendations? Have you read any of them? Did you see something on Comixology Unlimited that you would like to recommend? Drop that down in the comment section below. This is a community here. It's a lot of give and take. So if you have any recommendations, anything that you want me to spotlight in the future, let me know in the comment section below and I will get to it and do that for you guys. I'm your host, James Harris. This is the Comic Book Savant. That's all I have for you guys for this episode, and I'll see you next time in the next video. You guys have a good week, and I will see you soon. Take care.